Perfect. We're on to the next stage, guys. We started off by actually looking at the mortgage pre-approval stage, moving towards the showing of the houses and actually finding that correct home, to actually looking at what it takes to put in an educated offer in order to win that home that we've been searching for so long. And now we're on to the final stage. This final stage that we're talking about involves us actually getting that deposit together in order to give to the listing agent, and this begins the spark of the contingency period. The contingency period marks the stage where the property goes from available to sold conditionally, and it sends an alert out to all the other buyers that were interested in the property that the property is now under negotiations with a potential buyer and can possibly be taken shortly. This conditional period provides us as the buyers with a way out in case there's something that we find that we do not like about the agreement that we just signed into. For instance, the financing clause is typically from 3 to 5 days, and this involves us finding a lender that can actually lend us the exact amount of money that we're looking for without problems at the interest rate that we find is appealing. If this is not possible, then that is one way out of the agreement that we can present to the seller in order for us to be free from binding of the agreement. A second protective barrier to the agreement to make sure that we are as protected as possible is the home inspection contingency clause. This clause allows us to bring a home inspector in within typically, again, 3 to 5 days in order for us to look at the property with a professional home inspector and actually see if there's any structural defects of the property. If there are, which are too big for us to deal with, we can walk away if we like. Another option we have here is to actually negotiate with the seller further to see if they're willing to deduct the price a little bit just to compensate for the actual structural defects that are much greater than it was expected when you first bought into the agreement. One thing I want to add on to that is the fact that these are major defects that we're looking at, and minor details like light switches and such not working are not really quite worth bringing up themselves and may not get you out of the agreement. Another conditional clause that can be used in order to get you out of the agreement itself is the review of your real estate documents, the agreement of purchase and sale from a professional real estate lawyer. The thing is, you're already working with a real estate professional. You might not need it. You could add it if you like. However, the more clauses you bundle up, the less attractive the offer is to the seller. Okay, after satisfying all of your conditions, the deal is now considered to be firm. This means that the status goes from sold conditionally to sold. We're not done yet. At this point, you will be hiring a real estate lawyer. Make sure to ask for a couple recommendations if that's the path you choose to take. The lawyer themselves will be the ones who's tying up the deal together and actually reviewing the title search documentation to make sure everything goes according to plan. The title search is an important process, and you would have already laid out into the agreement of purchase and sale, which gives you time to essentially look into the property details to make sure you're buying exactly what said you were buying, and the person transferring you over the title has the obligation to do so without any hidden liens, titles, or mortgages to the actual property itself. We are almost there, guys. After the title search is complete and the title is deemed to be clear, we now move on to the following stages. To set up our home insurance policies for the new home that we're about to move into, transfer the utilities over, and of course, get that moving truck all prepared and ready to go for your move-in date. We've made it to the final stage. There's 1 day left until closing date. We now move on to the stage of actually doing our final walkthrough, going through the home and making sure everything that we agreed upon in the agreement is there, is in good repair, appliances are in good and working order to make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible. If there's any discrepancies between what was agreed upon in the agreement and the condition of the property 1 day before closing, this is the absolute best time to bring up these issues to the lawyers before closing date occurs in order for them to readjust the closing costs to reflect the current property details. Congratulations on obtaining your new home, guys. And also, good job on you for sticking this educational path through in order for you to understand exactly what it takes to get your first home bought. If you're looking to sell a home yourself, I got some new videos coming up. I just want you guys to understand as much about the process as possible. So when you are actually dealing with a real estate professional, you know what kind of lines you are dealing with and how not to get crossed. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, feel free to contact me directly. I would be more than willing to educate you on your specific market and how to actually interrupt the market in the most effective way possible and help you take advantage of your current situation. Also, if there was anything in this video that helped you at all, feel free to leave a comment below or share the video with a friend. Please hit that like button. It definitely helps me out and the YouTube algorithm to kind of find my videos in the process. As always, guys, if there's 2 things you can do, trust the process and make it happen. Good luck, guys.